Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Now, you know, today, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday being the weekend and Sunday being the beginning of the week. But I'm using those 2 days to actually help get people back on their feet too. So now I don't have much to contribute, but however, now you got your aid from the MJR Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. You got your aid, got a roof over your head, you got your transportation, the car they bought you, and you got your clothes on your back because guess what? You ended up leaving with just that, the clothes on your back. But you got new clothes on your back, your new brand new life outside of Scientology. But there's one thing you need. You need to survive by eating. Now, it's like a car being fueled up with gasoline. Only in the human version, you need the energy from food. So, today, we are going to make Swedish pancakes. Is it authentic? Probably not. Sam's probably authentic. He's from Sweden. He's a chef. So his is probably more authentic than mine. But I did the best I could since I'm not in the culture. But all right. So you need... Oh, and after I'm done with this, I'm also going to make a tofu spread. That's in a place of regular cream cheese, which is made from cream from a cow. And of course, I think it's probably the leftover cow. Now, we all know that their milk is really for their calves. So we're going to make it after the Swedish pancakes. So let's get started on it right now. First of all, usually you really need eggs, but guess what? Since it's a vegan recipe, we're going to use flax seeds. For every 1 egg, you need a tablespoon for each one. It could be any recipe. In each 1 egg, you get 1 tablespoon of flax seeds. So now it really has to be grinded, like I mentioned in the other videos, because it needs to be in a powder form in order to get that mixture in. Okay, we got yesterday's in there. Yeah, I got yesterday's recipe in there, which is the rosemary. So we have to wipe it up. We don't want our Swedish pancakes to taste like rosemary. All right. All right. Ugh. Still smells like sage, so let's just clean it up a bit. Of course, maybe I should have done it ahead of time, so we're gonna wipe this up. All right, there. So, yeah, you don't want your Swedish pancake to taste like sage because it's really supposed to have like okay, there. Now, we're going to use 3 tablespoons of flax seeds. There. All right. All right, we're going to grind this up. Now, to grind it up, use a coffee grinder. It works very well if you want to grind other things up. Now, don't let the inside fool you. It might be a flat panel, but it still crushes up everything. And this is a Bodum product. Now, I got this from Target. So if you want to pick one up, you can go there. Or if they sell it at Walmart, you can get it there too. But I got this one at Target. So let's grind it up. All right. Let me bring it up to the. All right. There. Now we're going to add this in. Okay. Now, it does have a flat panel. But like I said, do not let it fool you. It does grind up. So you can just, besides coffee, you can grind up anything that's in there. All right. So we're going to unplug this, put it back. All right. All right. And am I going to eat it today? No, because I have still all the other pancakes in there that I haven't eaten yet. It is in the freezer, but yeah, I'm not going to eat this today. So it'll still be in there in the freezer if I want to eat it next weekend. All right. Now we're going to have 1 cup and 1/4 of plant-based milk. Okay. Okay, so that's 1 cup, 1/4. Now this is another, hold on. This is another 1 cup, 1/4. So we're going to put that in there. Now, they did add on top. So, okay. This is the 1 cup down here, and they put the 1/4, and they put another 1/3, and then another 1/2. So that's what it has on this cup. So there. Okay. So then we're going to add 1 cup of flour. Okay. All right. All right. Now we're going to whisk this. Now it's going to be brown because with me, it's going to be brown because I did not use regular flour that's used in other flours, which is bleached. I'm using the unbleached kind. Okay. All right. I'm going to add a drop more of this soy milk. All right, just a drop. So I'll probably make it into there. It's not really smooth enough. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. That should do it. Okay. And then we're going to add 1 1/3 tablespoon of sugar. So we're going to have to even it out. This is the way we're supposed to actually really. Okay. And then we're going to find the 1/3. The same 1/3. That's 1/4. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry about the dead air, everybody. Okay, just use the 1/4. It won't matter if you use the 1/3 or 1/4. It's just a little bit more than usual. So add that. Okay, I'm gonna put this back. So mix it up together. Okay. All right. We're gonna whisk. Now, what story am I going to tell today? Okay, like I mentioned yesterday, Scientology put a spyware into social media, and now they're monitoring everything that people put in to that social media. And the trigger word is anti-Scientology or the cult of Scientology. That's the trigger word that they're using. And of course, they're taking everybody else's constitutional rights away from them. So, and the lawmakers that make the law played right into their hands. So now they're in our social media, monitoring every single word that people are putting into the social media. So, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? So they did that to me yesterday. Who else are they doing that to? You know what? I'm not sure. Just ask everybody else that's in that community. So, all right. So if you have your own channel, but however, you want to find out information about them, and you want to actually put in anti-Scientology or cult of Scientology, they're going to tear right into your computer and just take over. And you're not going to get the authentic truth about them. So how many other of the SPTV community that they did that to? You know what? I don't know. So you're going to have to go into Nora's channel, Aaron's channel, and Audit LA Streets or Audit Scientology Streets of LA and ask William Good. You know what? It might be possible that they're doing this to him and everybody else. So just go on, ask them. Okay. And okay. And see what they have to say. All right. Now we're done mixing this up. Okay. There. All right. So okay. Now, you could add oil to the base to make sure it doesn't stick, but this is also authentic, so use a cooking spray. This happens to be Pam with an olive oil version. So I'm going to put this in there. There. Okay. And now we're going to turn this on. Now I'm going to have like a medium heat. And of course, okay. Is this actually a Swedish pancake? Probably not, because I'm not Swedish and I'm not a chef. But however, Sam is a chef and he's also Swedish. Not that I have anything against it. Every culture is unique and everyone else is unique. So this is the way we're going to treat everybody in the world with care. Doesn't matter who you are. This is what this whole channel's about. It doesn't matter whether you're another culture or whether you're in the LGBTQ community or skin color, it doesn't matter. We should all treat each other with care. Scientology does not do that. Okay. All right, so we're going to add this in. Hopefully it will be a Swedish pancake and not like a regular pancake. So is it thin? Well, who knows? Okay. It's probably not going to be authentic. So this is my own spin since I don't want to be sued. Okay. There. All right. And while this is cooking, I'm going to run and see who called me. Hold on. All right. Looks like I'm not going to actually figure out who it is till later. But anyways, now we're going to take a spatula and we're going to flip it over. Now, this pan is not going to take a plastic spatula because it'll melt it. So depending what pan you're using, it will take another it will melt it. So check your label when you buy the pan and or call the manufacturer and see what kind of spatula you can need. I mean, it should be right on the label. So this will melt the plastic. So all right, so we're gonna flip this over. Is it actually a Swedish pancake? I don't know. So I got this out of the site and put my own twist to it. I had to redo everything because I don't want to be sued. So possibly Sam knows. So if I didn't get it right, sorry, but okay. So okay. All right. Now what am I going to do is actually I am going to put plastic over this, and then I'm going to add to the plastic and wrap it up and throw it in the freezer and have it another day. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, there. Okay, let's flip it over again. All right, and there we go. It's brown. Okay. All righty. Now, yesterday, when I saw Aaron's channel, another big news, course, you know Scientology is always up to their tricks. They made a non-emergency call to the police department. Or, yeah, it is what it is. They were working with David Miscavige to have them arrested, where in fact that he should be the one being arrested. They actually threatened Jamie, I hope, or Joe, and Cheryl. And all they did was protest. Now, it's their constitutional right. And it's clear that some of the Clearwater police officers, some of them, not all of them, are working behind the scenes with David Miscavige to have these people, to have these good citizens arrested. Where in fact he should be the one that's getting arrested. But they're playing right into his hands. Okay. So I'm going to wait till this cool down before I actually wrap it up. Okay, next one. Hopefully it'll be the Swedish pancake. And not a regular pancake. Of course, Sam would probably know something about this. Okay, so they did. They're playing right into David's hands. He should be the one in jail, not those people. They're exercising their constitutional rights, which he doesn't want anyone else to have. He only cares about his own constitutional rights. And Tom Cruise only cares about his constitutional rights. To hell with everybody else. Excuse me. I'm using a word on Sunday. Yeah. So they messed this whole thing up. They're taking everybody else's constitutional rights away from them. David Miscavige is breaking the law. So, all right. And it is a whole mess. The mess that David Miscavige is creating. And Scientology is wreaking havoc, not only in this country, but in the entire world. And none of the law enforcement is doing anything about it. Now there are good ones in the mix. I mean, the other half is good. But there are going to be corrupt officials in the mix. So we're going to have to face that. So, and it is one big fat mess that David Miscavige created. So, and as you know, Claire, Mark, Leah Remedy went to them and told them everything. But they wouldn't oblige. They say, oh, there's not enough evidence. They are the evidence. And of course, you know, Confident Chris saw a sign that says help. He called the police. They went up to the door. Scientology wouldn't let them in. They drew off Didn't say a word to Chris since he made that call. That's the kind of mess that Scientology is creating. So, all right, this is done. Looks like it. All right, so I'm going to let this cool off before wrapping it up. Okay. Now, is this an actual Swedish pancake? So I have no idea. Okay, but you know what? Sam probably knows, but I actually put my own twist to it. Okay. Now, is it supposed to be like this? I don't know. I'm not a chef and I'm not Swedish. I only cook once or twice a day. Oh, wait, twice a week, excuse me. So that's the results you'll be getting from me. So there we go. All right. All righty. So we're done with that. And you actually got 3 pancakes out of it. If it is supposed to be 3 in the amount that you make. So, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it is sad when law enforcement's not doing their job and bringing this man to justice. They're not even investigating him. Now, it's going to be a waste of taxpayers' money investigating the protesters. It's a waste of time and money. So, yeah, he's the one that should be facing the justice system. He's not following the law, and the law enforcement is playing right into his hands. Law enforcement has been working behind the scenes to get these good people arrested just because they're protesting. And each and every time they get caught on camera, they make up some kind of story. Now, all right. Yeah, that's how much damage Scientology is doing. Now, with me, I am actually also working behind the scenes too. I'm just not in front of the camera. I'm actually working behind the camera as well to see what I can do to help everybody in that's coming out of Scientology and into the outside world. Now, I did it yesterday when I got Magnolia Clubhouse, which is a clubhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, there's another clubhouse in Columbus, Ohio, And there's one other place which is called Fountain House. So I don't know what the other one's name is, but okay. Okay, this is brown underneath, so it's got to be ready. Now, is it really actually a Swedish pancake? Hopefully, yes. But I got the recipe out of the cookbook. All right. Okay. I went on for about 40 minutes now. It's off. And now I'm going to make a tofu spread. I know I probably said I was going to make eggs Benedict, but I have to check the recipe again. Today I made Swedish pancakes. All right. And I'm going to get the food processor and we'll make the tofu spread. All right. All right. All righty. There. Okay. So now, last time I used the silk tofu. This time I got the firm which we're supposed to use. All right. Let's see. Now I got my knife. We're going to cut it up and place it in the food processor. Now I was going to use this for the vegan Benedict, but I had to check the recipe again. So, okay. So we're going to place this in the food processor. Okay, I'm going to rinse this off just in case. Alrighty. So we're going to place this in the food processor. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Now, earlier I got a phone call. It's probably either a spam or it could have been my relatives. I don't know. But I was on the air. I should have put do not disturb on it, but it's done and done. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to actually grind this up. And what is it like working behind the scenes? It's pretty exciting. Okay. Okay, there we go. Grinded it up. I'm going to pause for a second, let the motor cool off. But this is the Ninja product. And of course, you know that this doesn't burn out and never use again. If it burns out a little bit, you wait 15 minutes and then turn it back on. It works like a charm, but you're going to have to let it cool off. So here we go. And each time you use it, pause in the middle, wind it up again. Stop in the middle. Let the motor cool off a bit. Okay. Stop in the middle. Take off the top. And then we're going to add our ingredients in. So, let's see here. Where is our teaspoon? Okay, well. Oh, this is 1/4. So, let's see. All right. Now I'm going to make a garlic flavor. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons. Okay. 2 teaspoons garlic. All right. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon parsley. Oh, this is heaven. It smells so good. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon parsley. And should I put another one in there like thyme? Now, this is the beauty part. You can put any herb you want in there. I chose garlic and parsley for the whole thing. But those are the 2 you're using. You wanted to use more, go ahead. But just put a certain amount. If you're going to put more than 2, I would suggest maybe putting 1/4 teaspoon of each. 1 in there. If you're using 2, use the tablespoon. Okay. There. Now we're going to mix it up again. I'm going to stop in the middle. Then we're going to use it again. Now, okay. All right. Now it's starting to heat up, but You know what? It should be smooth enough. Yes, there it is. It's smooth. So then we're going to put all this away now. Now, since I'm probably not done yet, I should mix it up. Now I'm going to take this out because it's done and it doesn't need to be mixed up anymore. You could actually use the spoon to mix it up now. Okay, it's nice and smooth, which is gonna be smooth. Of course, the last time I used the silk one, it was a mistake, but guess what? It was still useful because you can use it on the salad. Okay, there we go. And you can use this for a sandwich. You can use it on, you can use this on a bagel in place of cream cheese, or you can use it on toast. It doesn't matter. There. Okay. Of course, it's not really completely off. Of course, I got a good portion of it off, but if my mother was here, she would know how to scrape it clean and into this. Those were the days when she did it. Yeah. She passed away October of 2008. And I have my fond memories of her. And I also have fond memories of my dad, too. And now we had a share of run-ins, but he's still my dad. I loved him dearly. Okay. Okay. Now what I did was actually get as much tofu off it as possible, because if you do it later, it's going to stick. And if, however, we have to wash our dishes ahead of time so they won't cling as much. But of course, I'm a little lazy about that. So all right, here we go. Here's the finished product. Now, of course, I have to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. But, if you put more than 1/4 a teaspoon, it's going to taste pretty salty. But however, if you like the salted up version and a lot of it, then if you're under the age of, let's see, 30, it might work out for you. But at a certain age, forget it. But sometimes you can get at a younger age, but okay, there. But usually it's a little older. But however, okay. All right. All righty. Okay, there we go. It's done. So we're going to take this, unplug it. Okay. All right. Oh. All right. I'll unplug the other one later. Okay. Now there is your tofu spread. Now, would you want to put on your bagel and then accompany it with strawberry jam? I don't think so. Not this type anyway, or whatever. Because guess what? You don't want your jam to taste like garlic. No. But, okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. All of it in here. All right. Okay. Scrape this clean like my mother did in the past. Okay. All right. And there it is. Okay. We're close to being on for about an hour. And it looks like it's going to go for an hour today. All right, there we go. We're done with that. Okay, now we're going to close it up, refrigerate, and there's your finished product. I use this container to actually put stuff like this in here. This was my dad's before it got given to me. Oh, geez. Okay, there we go. Of course, it's coming out a little bit. Okay. All right. All right. Now, Now, that should do it for today. So, I also have the Buy Me a Coffee. And, I mean, if you don't have the money to actually give, you don't have to. That's the beauty of this whole thing. Now, Scientology squeezes it out of people. Of course, nobody in the SPTV community is going to do that. If you have money to give, you can give. But if you don't have it, that should be fine too. Neither one of us are going to squeeze money out of you. So, buy me a coffee, and that will contribute it'll contribute into my channel, and like all the other SPTV community, we are gonna bring you everything we're doing to expose Scientology and their dangerous practices, including the human trafficking and the money laundering. Okay. Now, so buy me a coffee if you like. Hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you, I think, tomorrow. I'm gonna really play it by ear and see what days I'll pop up, but I will do it in advance still. So see you possibly tomorrow. Bye.